Hey guys, Figurecraft here. Well, it's finally that time. I finally got my Sephiroth in the mail. Here's the box, and here's all the other ones I have collected so far. But anyway, let me just get the box open. My trusty blade. Alright, here's the box. Like always, here's the packing slip. And then we got this in here. Oh, there he is. Let me just get this box out of the way. And there's his box. Now I do know his box is supposed to be bigger than all the other Players Kai boxes that I have so far. So we'll put this blade away for a minute, and then we'll work on trying to get Sephiroth out of here. Let me see here. He's in this bubble wrap, which is stuck on him pretty good. I'm getting it slowly. There we go. Oh, this is cool. Okay, first up, let's go over the box. There's the front of his box. The sticker of authenticity. Here's the side of his box. The back of his box. The other side of his box. Oh, twist my wrist that way. The bottom. And then the top. And then we'll look at the inside of the box. Which, there's the figure. And here is the profile picture. Let me see if I can get this in camera for y'all. That way, if y'all want to, you can read this. Yeah, I think it's all in there. So feel free to pause and read if you want to. There's the figure, standing in the fire with his eyes closed. And here is the figure over here itself in the packaging. And there's his switchable face. And good grief, it's been out on the boat since October of last year. Man. Well, that right there shows you how we're supposed to get him next, because he's got October. He was November. So, yeah, they kind of got me out of out of whack there a little bit. But we're back on track now. Now, I will be paying for Red 13 Monday, because the banks ain't open until Monday. But I'll be paying for Red 13 Monday. And then we'll have him coming in the mail. So let me just open this up. Let me see if I can adjust the camera like that. And then we'll open up the box and pull Sephiroth out. We'll put his box over here to the side for now. Let's adjust the camera angle back. Let me get this phone up, lock it in place on this tripod, and I tilt it to the way I want it. Okay, so here he is in his packaging. We flip it around. We have the stand. There's this long Masamune sword. I can see it, so let's work on getting this off the back. Like always, here's the Play Arts Kai stand. And let's look at the Sephiroth now from behind. Oh wow, look at that long hair, y'all. And that sword, good grief. Oh, I can't wait to tear into this guy. Oh, I've been waiting over a year and something now for this figure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and undo the clamshell packaging. Ow, this plastic is sharp. Only bad thing about clamshell packaging, it'll threaten to cut you if you ain't careful. Okay, got that unhooked. Alright. Oh. Trying to do this fragilely, but it's kind of hard to do. Let me tilt the phone down. So first of all, we'll go over the accessories. Here's the hands. You get two gripping hands, two sword gripping hands, two relaxed hands, and you get two of the hands like he's holding his hand out like that while he's got the sword in the other hand like he's going to strike. Y'all know his famous hand poses that he does when he goes to swinging with his Masamune sword. But you get those. You also get the extra faceplate, which is him with his eyes closed. Let me see if I can get it to zoom in. I want to give y'all some really good focus on this one. Look at that. That's got some detail I like. And I'm going to have to get the figure out of the way first, because it's in there behind him. But we all know the other accessory he comes with. Let me just move these plastic things out of the way. And then, excuse me there, Sephiroth. I need this for a minute there, buddy. I'll sit you back in there and then I'll get you out in a minute. We get the long Masamune sword. And this thing has some detail. And it's sharp too, like a needle. Let me zoom this out. You can see there how long the Masamune is. I mean, if you look at this, the Masamune, let me get him out of the packet. And then I'll move this. Let me stand him up here a minute, if you'll stand on me. Yeah. Tilt it up. Okay. Now, if you can see here, the Masamune is taller than Sephiroth himself. So, that gives you a good example of how big that sword is. But let me zoom back in here, and we'll look at the detail in Sephiroth's second face. Look at that. That looks like Sephiroth. That is cool. But there's the Sephiroth's face, so Now for the fun part, which you all know I don't like this part. Figuring out how to remove all this plastic. So, first things first, let's do some filling around here. Okay, this is tucked in behind the coat. That comes out like that. Next piece. This, I'm guessing, is around the head. We'll figure out that in a minute. This is wrapped around the body, it looks like. Let's see here. Is there any tape on this? Yeah, there's a piece of tape on that, so give me a few seconds here. Let me find my scissors. And I'll cut that off. If I can find them. Let me set him down here a minute. I misplaced my scissors. Got so excited I didn't have any time to prepare for the video. There they are. Which, you can't blame me for being excited. I mean, I've been waiting a year and something for this figure. So, let's get this plastic right here off of him. Okay, now that we cut it, we should be able to just take it off. Okay. Now the next plastic that's left is that on him, and then this right here behind his hair. So how is this attached? Okay, that's just tucked behind the hair. So that comes out. This one right here was probably on the head too. So let's figure out how the face comes off to get that off. Let me see here. Okay, so the bangs just come off. Yeah, it's on his head. And then the head just, yeah, slides out. And there's the part that I hate doing, taking off the head to get that on. So I'm going to try my best to cut that with a knife, rather than having to remove the whole head just to get a piece of plastic out. So just give me a few seconds while I do that. Oh, well, they put plastics in these things, I'll never know. I guess it does protect the figure, but it's annoying. Okay, we got it. So, there we go, and right there with the head off, you can see how the ball peg's made. But yeah, I don't like taking the heads off these figures because it's so dang hard to get the head back on. But let's get Sephiroth fixed up. And then we'll go over him. Okay, here's the Sephiroth figure. Let me turn off this light. And then I'll try to focus on him. And I think the light helps. Hang on me here, y'all. Okay. Yeah, the light helps. So here's the Sephiroth figure. Let's go over his articulation. So articulation wise on Sephiroth, his head can look down about that far. Is that rubber? Hang on a minute, here, y'all. I think his head's made out of rubber, or the neck is. Because I'll try to show this in camera. If you can look, when I move it down, it looks like the neck is trying to move too. So the neck piece may be an actual piece of rubber. So let me get this hair out of the way, and we'll try to look about that. See how it's moving? Yeah, you can look down. He can look side to side. Let me try to get this face scope back off. Yeah, that's rubber. That's cool. That's something new. The neck is rubber. It's a rubber coating over top of the plastic. And you can see there, the neck is actually moving. So, yeah, that's rubber. That is really cool. Anyway, sorry about that. I'll keep his bangs off for now so we don't mess him up while we do the articulation. His head can also look side to about that much. It catches on the back of the hair. The hair's catching the coat. And then he can look to the side about that much. Now, these shoulder pads are on like some kind of a hinge system. Let's see here. They're on some kind of a, let me focus on this. They're on some kind of a little hinge system under here. You see it like a little piece of rubber hanging them on? So that's what the shoulder pads are on. That way it gives them that movability. The arms, well, they're like that. I don't know if they can go up pretty good or not. I'm trying to see, and I don't want to force it. Y'all know how I am about forcing things. So, I don't think, no. Okay, it only goes up to about that far. Because I'm trying to push with all my force, and it's really, really stuck and catching, so I'm not going to force that, so it only goes up about that far on the arms. Up here in the bicep, you have a swivel. You can see there. You've got these double jointed elbows. Now on this, okay, it is there. The butterfly joint is there too. It's just hard to see because of the shoulder pad, but the butterfly joint is there. You also have these bracelets. It looks like it's separate right there, like it's loose. So separate bracelets. Now the wrist area. You got swivels on the wrist. We found the hinge. You got hinges in the wrist. So you got that. Now, body-wise, let's see here. You got a swivel in the waist at the bottom, and you also have a swivel in the what is that? The torso or the abdomen up here, where the stomach and the chest is. I'm not sure what that's called. We'll just call it like right where his rib cage is. You got swivel there. You got rockage, back and forth. Let me see here if I can get it. So he can go forward about that far, not by much, and he can go backwards pretty far. So it's focused more down here. So let me try the forward thing again. Yeah, the forward thing doesn't go too far, but the backwards thing works perfectly. This is like a soft rubbery plastic. You can see I can pull it back and you can see some more of his chest. So this is just a coat draped over top of the main body of the figure. The belts right here are a whole piece that is connected around the waist. You can see that it's a whole entire piece, kind of like a tutu or a skirt piece, like if you want to call it that. That would just drape around the waist. But we ain't gonna call it that because we know he ain't a girl. That's just the best example that I could give. And I also know too, somewhere in the hair is some articulation that they've added in the hair. So this right here is like a very, very flimsy, plasticky rubber. But underneath this flimsy, plasticky rubber, up in the head, you can see it there, there's a ball peg. Up in this hair, you can hear it click. So you can move the hair up. And it's basically like a ball peg, like a swivel ball peg. So it can go up. The hair can swivel. You can see there, I'm swiveling it to the side. Then you could maneuver the peg around if you wanted to, and make it to where the hair could blow out this way. But it would have to involve moving that peg and swiveling it, and I'm not going to fool with that right now, but that's just to give you a good example of what the hair can do. So, let me see if I can get it back down. And then we'll go over the rest of the stuff here. Come on, Sephiroth. Anyway, it's not wanting to go back down right now. I'm trying to work with it here. Hang on a minute. That ball peg is being stubborn. There we go. But yeah, you heard it click back in place. Now as for the back of him, all the detail on the back of him, you can see there, it's just a solid black back with his details in him. This is a pretty good figure. I mean, I was not expecting this much detail in him. He even has, let me see if I can zoom it in. He even has some gold right here. You can see he's got some gold trimming going throughout the shoulder pads here. Even over here, gold trimming. I don't know if that was in other people's YouTube videos or not. I don't remember seeing that in the other videos, but it may have been there and I just can't see it in the video. So I don't know if that's, you know, something new or not. He's even got some gold trimming back here on the back. As for the leg-wise, let me zoom this back out. So, let's see here. The legs can go out. They can kick out pretty far, but I don't like to, you know, force mine to do that. Up here at the thigh, I can see it right here. There's a swivel. So let me see if I can get that to swivel. Well, for right now, the whole the whole ball peg leg is wanting to swivel. But there is a swivel designed right there. I can see it. Mine's just, you know, so new and it's stuck. If I can't get it, I'm not going to force it. I can't get it. I'm not going to force it. But yeah, you know, it's stuck. He can kick up about that far. Which is pretty good. He can't go backwards. This coat is so thick and stiff. You see, I can't even bend it. That's hindering him from kicking backwards. The knees. Let me get it back up here again. The knees are double jointed. You can see they're double jointed knees. So we have that going on for him. You can see all the detail right here in the boot. This detail right here, and you got some, I wish my camera would stop losing focus, but yeah, you see he's got some belt areas in there, so like some belts. Down at the ankle, you got hinges. which is pretty cool. And yeah, you got some toe points. You also have, should be swivels. The whole ball peg will swivel. And on the other side here, I don't know if this is supposed to be like this or not, or if it's just mine. Maybe it's a defect, I don't know. But you can see there, when I swivel, the foot goes like crooked. I don't know if that's designed to do that. But you also got that. And then the other toe point goes up about that far. And focus. Sorry. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. But yeah, you can see this Sephiroth. Ow, his hair just stabbed me. This Sephiroth has some really great detail. Look at all that detail in the coat. All those grooves and designs, and you got the belt buckles here. Zipper, looks like. Over here you got the belts. But yeah, some major detail went into making this figure. I'm glad to have him. Let's put his bangs back on. Yeah, you saw how you switch out the faces. You just pop him bangs off. We'll do that right now, as a matter of fact. We'll try his other face. So we'll just pop these bangs off. Then we'll take the head off. It looks exactly like Tifa. This reminds you of the way Tifa is set up. And then we'll get the extra face where his eyes are closed. And then we'll pop this on there. And there you go. Zoom in. And there's Sephiroth with his eyes closed, which looks so bad, eh? I'm loving this figure. If this video ends up being 2 parts, it'll just be 2 parts. I just want to show you all everything that this figure has to offer. And like this right here, for example. Let me get his arm out of the way. I'll show you something that I see cool here. Look at that. They go as so far as to making sure that you got the little grommets and the belt buckles in the belts. And you can see this actually has the bumpy looking texture like his leather would have. And in the way that goes through, and then the belt looks right there, it looks real. So even though this is plastic, it could pass as looking for real clothing. That's what I love about these figures. They put so much hard work and detail into them. But anyway, that's enough of me ratting on. Here's the back of the jacket right here, more detail. It's got a split right here at the coat. The coat isn't the 3 splits you can see there. Split 1 here, split 2 here, split 3 here. So 3 sections of the coat. Now let's work on getting Sephiroth's Mooney sword in his hand. So in the instructions, the pommel comes off at the end. I don't know how hard that is to do. We'll try it. Hopefully it's not too hard. So we'll just barely pull. You know my motto, barely pull. Don't force, barely pull. Because I mean, I paid $180 something for this figure. Okay, there we go. You see there, it's got a little nudge. The pommel comes off. And now we need Sephiroth's sword hand. What hand is Sephiroth? Is he left? Yeah, I think he's left. Well, I think he can be either hand, but I'm just trying to go by what he is on the game and on the movie. I think he's always a lefty. So, let me get this in focus. And then we'll work on getting the Masamune in Sephiroth's hand. About like that. And then we'll work on getting the pommel back onto the blade. And now his sword, his hand is holding the sword, so let's get Sephiroth's hand off. Hopefully these are not hard hands and they're easy like the Rufus. I hope they stuck with the same plastic where it morphs to the peg. So we'll go ahead and we'll take that off. And then very carefully work on the sword hand. Which it's looking like it's having a little bit of resistance, so this may be before they started designing the stuff like they did with Rufus. But I say after the line of Rufus, they will probably use that technique that was in Rufus. But I'll get it on the best I can. And then, man, his sword's so long it's touching my phone. There we go. Here is Sephiroth. Give me a few seconds here, let me get you in focus. Here is Sephiroth with the long Masamune. You can tell how long that sword is. That thing is long. So I'll probably do some work on the hands to get them to fit better, like, you know, my drilling technique like I showed in the Barrett video. You don't have to do that. That's my method. But let me see here if I can get him in a really good pose. I'm working with him here. Trying to get him to stand. Because I don't want him to fall with the Masamune in his hand. Because I'm pretty sure that sword would break on impact. We'll do a thing here. We'll set Rufus hit behind him. And then we'll tilt Sephiroth's feet farther back to where he'll be leaning back. Because I really don't want that to fall over and break the Masamune. Or the Masamune, Musamune. I'm sorry, I have trouble pronouncing it.